Hey, Sag family. I'm so excited to sit down and talk with you. You know, the weirdest thing has been happening the last few weeks. You all have been visiting me in my dreams. Like, you're real busy. I've had a lot of conversation with Sages in my life via dreams. So you all are up there doing something. This Aquarius season is getting you riled up. I don't know. But it has been an interesting ride to say the least. February is no different. There's this thing going on with it. It's so dreamy and revolutionary and innovative and asking us all to step and move in ways that aren't necessarily our natural way, that it's kind of got this funny character to it. Let me start shuffling while I talk through this, because there's a few things going on with you Sages this month. The first word that came to mind when I thought of you guys, when I connected with your energy, was chill and listen. Well, chill was the first word, and then listen was the second word, because, we've got Knight of Swords, Ten of Swords, Knight of Wands. Okay. Here's a reason why the listening maybe was coming in as a theme. Because I was about to say there's going to be all this movement. There's going to be all this desire for movement. There's going to be all this desire to jump to conclusions, jump to the outcome, jump to what you know to be true, jump into action. You know, there's energy behind you. There's excitement behind you. There's a hunger even behind you, which that hunger is dangerous sometimes. But there's something deeper going on with you. There's something deeper going on with your process. There's something deeper going on with what you need, what you want, who you're letting into your space. I partially say that because, you know, as we move into Pisces season later this month, we're starting your third house of communication, short-term plans. We move into your fourth house of who you're letting around you, who's in your intimate space. What does your intimate space look like? How is your relationship with that looking? Three of Cups. And I'm noticing with you all that there's this like strong social element. You guys are moving, shaking, talking, thinking, and that's great. It's fun to have all that external energy, but there's something going on with you all underneath that. Queen of Pentacles. Here's where you got to check in. Queen of Pentacles is speaking to you here. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about why this modality right here will be extremely helpful for you in February. You all have been, I feel like the last few months, I've been telling you all to don't jump to conclusions and to be aware that while you think you know what's going on with you in your life, there's this deeper layer working at you, trying to give you information, and that's still holding true this month. Empress. These two are like sisters in neighboring lands. We're tuning into something here. We're tuning into a very specific divine feminine frequency that is not about external action, and she has some wisdom to give you guys. She has some wisdom. She's got something she wants to tell you. Something wants a little bit more of your attention in your heart. Something wants a little bit more of a voice. And it may have fallen into the background. There's something about adjusting your home environments, adjusting who's close to you. That's the message that keeps coming in. Adjusting your home environments or adjusting who's close to you. Moon. Yeah, there's some internal energy. So card just fell. Ace of Cups. All right, renewal. Yes, there's renewal. I've been saying this for everybody because it's true. We're still transitioning into the new 7-year cycle. We're still transitioning out of the old 7-year cycle and into the new one. And part of that is that, you know, we still have 2 major transits that need to shift over fully that are happening at the end of February and the beginning of March. Chiron is moving into Aries on February 18th. We'll be there till 2027, and then we'll talk about it in March more, but Uranus is going into Taurus. And we'll be there for several years as well. We're also just finished out that Leo full moon, which, wow, did that bring up so much intense stuff. Wow. And we're still shifting gears. We're still learning how to close out the old 7-year cycle and open to the new one. You have some nice placements for you all this month. You've got Venus and Capricorn in your neighboring sign in that second house. So that's very good for connecting with what you have around you, what you feel is beautiful, what you value. New moon in Aquarius on the 4th in your communication house. Very good for thinking of ideas, coming up with ideas, communicating those ideas, reaching out to those that are connected to your heart. We also have some interesting, so then it starts getting weirder though. Once we start getting into the Pisces era, you all start tapping into this much more subtle side of yourselves and this nurturing hidden side of yourselves. And that's where it could get a little bit more about you checking in with something that you've left unchecked for a little while because it's made you uncomfortable, or maybe you just haven't had time to deal with it. Finally, we have this shift into Pisces. We have the Chiron shift into Aries, which is 5th house heart stuff. There's a lot of healing going on there with how you express yourself and how you love, how you move with your heart. So that'll be a big part of your cycle moving forward. I'm with you guys there. And then we have a full moon at 0 degrees of Virgo on the 19th. Another one of the mutable signs here, what you're doing in the world, who you want to be in the world, how you want to show up in the world. What does that look like? Is it based on your heart, health, and center? Is it based on that nurturing internal side of yourself? That's the question. So we've got some, I'm sure you all can handle this energy. I have no doubt that my Saggies can handle the Knight of Swords, 10 of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. But I tell you what, you guys, the thing with these two knights is they're so impatient. And this can be great. Like sometimes we just need that adrenaline rush and we just need to jump into action. We need to take that leap of faith. We need to do the creative project. We need to dive in. And there is that energy with you in Aquarius season. And I think you do feel that power, that ability to jump in. But here's the deal. That 10 of Swords is telling me there's something about desiring to have the fast action external and desiring to just move and not to slow down and listen in. There's something about you where it's like you just want to rush to the conclusion so you don't have to sit with what's maybe not quite right about it. You want to believe that the quick motion is going to overcome that kind of sense that things are a little bit off. Something's not quite lining up for you. And that's what I'm saying about this month. It's like you can do it this way. And it will transform. It will show you regardless of how you go about it. However, there's a less painful way, which is to listen into what it is here that is leaving you, that is leaving your life, that is leaving its spot where maybe it felt like it was supportive of you. There's something changing here. And I think, while Knight of Swords and Knight of Wands are very good at speaking their minds, getting to the point, jumping in there, they don't avoid things, they can have a confrontation or a conversation and just have it out. They also can sometimes do it in a harsh way or do it in a way that's not so supportive. So maybe you have people coming at you with this energy. Maybe you're putting this energy on other people. I'm not sure. It could just be a whole culmination, but there seems to be this tension point, this intensity that's coming in. And what I'm saying is, there is something that needs to shift. There are conversations that need to be had. There is something that's brewing in you that needs to be expressed. Absolutely. But the softer way to do that is listen into what's the core thing going on before you get into this night mode, right? What's the core thing that you feel is leaving? What's the core thing that you feel has died or left? What is the core thing that has started to feel heavy or cumbersome? What is that core feeling? Where is it coming from before you speak? Because if you speak before you really know what that is, before you've listened into that, you could end up having a lot more conversations than you need to have. You could end up having more drama, more heartache, more stress. And I don't want that for you, Saggies. I want you to feel good. There's a lot of action here. The other way to look at this is there's a lot of action and you are losing a part of yourself because you're ready to move forward, because you're ready to go into some new territory. And there is that aspect. There's a lot of freshness here in this month. There's a lot of this new energetic cycle and we're tapping into it because you don't just have these intense personalities, which once again kind of works for Saggies. I mean, you guys can handle that. That's not something that's going to make you run off crying or anything like that. I'm just like looking out for your hearts. But you've got some jubilant energy here. You have some reunions. That's what it is. This is reunion energy. It's connecting with people that you jive with, that you have great conversation with, that you connect with, that you have fun with, that you play with. There's a playfulness here. So while there's the friction aspect going on, there's also something about you connecting deeper and having some sense of real understanding and deep connection, something to celebrate. And there's a lot of flow there. And you do have kind of these fire and air personalities that I see flowing with you. But it's so interesting, you guys, because there's two fronts. There's the 10 of Swords front and there's the 3 of Cups front, and I think both of them are working at you. Some relationships are working and some are not. Some situations are really working and some are not. And you kind of creating this space here and understanding where you can just kind of step back and let something float away helps create space for this 3 of Cups to come in and be a little bit more supportive of your vision. Because a lot of what I'm noticing is the relationships you have, the people around you, who you're talking to, who you're connecting with, they need to be supportive of what you're building your life into. And it's connected with how you are getting to express yourself and move through the world. Now, all that movement, all that social movement that I was just showing you, which is very strong, it is leading you back internal, because these 3 right here, Queen of Pentacles, Empress, and the Moon, are all super internal energies, right? Like, these are about our intuitive guidance systems, taking care of our physical bodies, taking care of our physical spaces, taking care of our resources, our assets, our self-value, the way we talk to ourselves, and the way we plug into the psychic. And this moon energy, I'm telling you, you guys have been visiting me nonstop, like, and wanting to talk. You know, you like have so much to express, but you don't even know how to say it. And this is for like a number of Saggies in my life. I've been busy, and Saggies I don't know, actually. It's been really, really interesting. You guys have so much to say, but it's like you almost can't figure out how to say it. And that's, I think, where the message came in for me for February, and maybe why I'm having those dreams. It's like, you need to check in with this. Because you do have something about your self-value. You do have something about what you want to create. You do have something about your environments and where you want to live and how you want to live and who you want to be close to and how you want to love, that you are checking in with majorly this month. And this is where the good stuff is going to be hanging out for you. This is where the profound environment is. Now, this is divine feminine energy. And what I mean when I say that is it's that receptive mode. It's that softer space of healing and nurturing. These two women right here are 2 of the most nurturing energies in the tarot. They are about motherhood. They are about self-mothering. They are about fully nurturing, nutrition, you know, like soul nutrition. They are about patience and kindness and hearing things out. And if there's a part of you that you feel you've had to shove down, that you felt embarrassed about or shamed about or stressed about or uncertain about, these mothering energies are within you and around you, asking you to check in with that. And the moon is that psychic aspect of it, that dreamy aspect of it, where you do kind of have to go through some hidden hallways in your mind and your soul and do some digging. Now, the caveat with the moon always is, you know, be careful not to get trapped in there for too long. Don't start getting into the howling at the moon kind of vibe, because it's tempting and it's seductive. But there's something also very secretive about the moon. A lot of times when the moon is showing up, we have something that we've been holding really secret inside of ourselves, maybe even keeping it a secret from ourselves to some extent, that we haven't been honest with. So, you know, you're being asked to really nurture, really listen in. Don't be impatient with yourself. Don't be impatient with other people. You've got some stuff that's coming up about who you're becoming, your environments around you, and how you're caring for yourself and how you're speaking to yourself. Because Sagittarius, as much as you are just these positive light beams, right? Like your energy is my, oh gosh, you know, as much as you are that, you have a really strong critical voice inside of yourself. And it can get to a point where it stops you from checking in. Heads up. You're going to be redirected to the self-nurturing energy over and over and over again. But if you're willing to go there, if you're willing to hang out with these beautiful nurturing energies, which, by the way, most of these cards are super positive. Ten of Swords is even positive because it's a closeout of some old pain, an old way of seeing yourself and moving forward. But if you're willing to sit with that nurturing energy, the Ace of Cups comes to meet you, right? New beginnings, renewal. Renewal is the word. Emotional happiness, full cup. Being able to express those thoughts that have been getting lodged in your heart and your throat. Express those desires, those excitements, those worthiness values to the world and to see them reflected back at you. I'm going to pull one more card because that is such a beautiful, beautiful way to end this conversation. You guys nurture yourselves. Seriously, nurture yourselves. Take care of yourselves. This is an interesting time of year for you guys. It always leads to some pretty profound insights, some very deep work. And it's not always just about taking action. Knight of Pentacles. Wow, you've gotten a lot of earthy energy here in this reading. At the top of the reading, between the Queen of Pentacles, Empress, and the Knight of Pentacles, that focused slowdown keeps coming back as the theme. So the Knight of Pentacles takes his time and surveys, right? He plans ahead. He surveys the land before moving. Unlike these two, this guy works by perceiving before acting. And these two are working at you. You're going to have to figure out what's working best for you as far as if you want to just jump rashly in and have your arguments, have your action first, or if you want to take a moment and look at what it is that you're working toward and then move with resources, with a feeling of self-value, with a feeling of assurance. That's what I want for you, Sagittarius, this month. I want you to feel that groundedness. It's important. The fire signs really need to ground this month. Big time. We need to feel that security in the ground, in our feet, in our roots, in order to express from our fiery souls. And I'm noticing fire signs are just like ready to get in there and just do it. But then they feel so vulnerable and fragile when they haven't grounded. Especially with you guys. Jupiter's in your sign. Things are going well. Things are opening up, which means it's even more important for you to find your feet, to find your grounding, to find your root, to find your value. Because otherwise, those words will get trapped in your throat. Those dreams will get trapped in your body. Those things that you don't feel worthy of will feel like they're out of reach. And that can be anything from your home environment to your relationships to the work you do in the world to who you want to become. All of that is on the table for you guys this month. It's really deep energy. And it's a check-in time for you all to make sure you have sustainability with Jupiter at home with you. We don't want to burn your fires too bright and loud and then find that you are just reduced to ashes by April. We want you to feel super strong in how you're using your Jupiterian energy. We want you to feel nurtured. We want you to feel loved. We want you to feel seen and understood within yourself. And therefore, in the relationships around you. That sub note that came up for me was like, look at who's around you. Just make sure you are nurturing those relationships that help reflect back that nurturing, that understanding. There's something about that. What's closest to you? That's just coming up. I don't know. I mean, all the Sagittarius I know in my life are kind of dealing with all different things. So I can't really tell you. I mean, I couldn't tell you from personal experience. This is just what's coming up in me. Obviously, I'm going to be dealing with this too. I'm just realizing that. I'm talking to you like I'm not a part of this whole experience. We got to ground and take really good, impeccable care of ourselves. I have this bowl of rose petals here that I've been doing readings with, just conjuring up a lot of love in my personal home space. Yeah, okay, let's close it out there. I'm happy with that. I'm excited for that. I'm curious to see what that Ace of Cups will be, what those Three of Cups will be, and even what these Knights will be, because the Knights are actors. They're going to do stuff. They're going to make stuff happen. So things are moving. Keep that in mind. The Flow series will be ongoing. I'm going to be over by the ocean in Encinitas in California in February, so I'm going to be doing some flow videos over there. I'm really excited. I'm actually going to be hanging with Saggy over in California, so I'm really excited for us to connect and talk. I will see you guys in March for more. I also have the Year Ahead still up on the Vimeo channel, so I will leave all those links below. I'm wearing PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry, you guys. She's back on it. She's back on making new stuff. All February, she's going to have new stuff up. So go check her out. She's still giving you 15% off. You can find me on my website, SARAHTAROT.com. I'm booking into May and June, so if you want a private session, be sure to head over there and get on my calendar so that we have a session booked relatively soon. You can also find me on Instagram at the Sarah Tarot, and I have so much fun over there. I hope I get to see you guys there. I love you so much. I appreciate you so much. You are my family, my heart, my hearth, my home. You light me up. You've been by my side, and one of my Sages has really helped me this last week. He was, oh gosh, sometimes you just have a friend who really sticks it out for you. And I have one of those in one of you guys, and I'm just so appreciative of your energy in general. In the world, we need you, and I'm so grateful. So I love you guys, and I will see you in March for more fun.